The universe is a busy place, a cosmic shooting gallery of rock, ice, and dust. But recently, a specific rumor shot through our digital world faster than a meteor. Imagine this. NASA, the world's premier space agency, issues a chilling warning. A giant asteroid, a potential planet killer, has a significant chance of impacting Earth. The date? Valentine's Day, 2026. The story had all the elements of a blockbuster disaster movie: a specific threat, a ticking clock, and an official-sounding source. It's the kind of news that stops you in your tracks, making you look up at the sky with a newfound sense of dread. This dramatic narrative captured the public's imagination, and with it, their fear. Social media platforms lit up with concerned posts, frantic shares, and questions for the cosmos. People were genuinely worried. Was this it? Was humanity's time on this small blue marble coming to an abrupt, cataclysmic end? The claim felt so specific, so plausible in an age where we are constantly reminded of our cosmic fragility. The internet buzzed with a mixture of panic, morbid curiosity, and gallows humor. The idea of a celestial rock marking its calendar for a collision with Earth is deeply unsettling, tapping into a primal fear that has been with us since we first gazed at the stars. The power of such a story lies in its ability to sound just credible enough. We know asteroids exist. We know they occasionally hit planets. Just ask the dinosaurs. By attaching NASA's name to the warning, the rumor gained a veneer of authority that made it difficult for many to dismiss. When you hear that the very people tasked with monitoring the heavens are sounding the alarm, your natural inclination is to believe it and to warn others. This is how a spark of misinformation can ignite a wildfire of public anxiety, spreading from screen to screen and continent to continent in a matter of hours. But here is where our journey into the truth begins. Did NASA really issue this dire prediction? Was a cosmic Valentine's Day gift of destruction truly on its way? The story highlights a fundamental challenge of our modern era: discerning fact from fiction in a sea of information. The tale of the 2026 asteroid is not just a story about space rocks. It's a story about us, about how we process information, and about our relationship with the vast, mysterious universe we call home. Let's peel back the layers of hype and uncover what was really going on. The internet is a remarkable tool, connecting humanity in ways we could only dream of a few generations ago. It is a library, a town square, and a stage all at once. However, this same interconnectedness creates a perfect breeding ground for rumors to spread like a contagion. The story of the Valentine's Day asteroid is a classic example of this phenomenon. A single, misunderstood piece of information, or perhaps a deliberately misleading post, can be shared thousands of times before any fact-checking can catch up. Each share, like, and comment adds a layer of social proof, making the claim seem more legitimate to the next person who sees it. What makes these cosmic rumors so sticky? It's a combination of fear and fascination. The idea of a planet-killer asteroid is both terrifying and awesome in the truest sense of the word. It speaks to forces far beyond our control, a reminder of our tiny place in the universe. When a story like this goes viral, it's not just spreading information, it's spreading emotion. The panic is contagious. People share not just to inform, but to express their own anxiety and to seek connection with others who feel the same way. The algorithm, designed to show us what's engaging, pushes the most dramatic content to the top, creating a feedback loop of escalating alarm. This is why critical thinking and media literacy are more important now than ever. When you encounter a dramatic claim online, especially one that makes you feel strong emotions like fear or anger, it's a signal to pause. Ask yourself, where did this information come from? Is it a primary source, like a direct announcement from NASA, or is it a third-hand account from a random social media page? A quick search for official statements can often debunk a rumor in minutes. In the age of digital wildfires, being a responsible citizen means being a fire extinguisher, not a can of gasoline. We must be vigilant about what we consume and what we share. The asteroid rumor reveals a critical vulnerability in our global information ecosystem. Falsehoods, especially scary ones, travel at the speed of light, while the truth often has to put its shoes on and run to catch up. The consequences are not trivial. Widespread public panic can have real-world effects, from overwhelming official channels with inquiries to eroding trust in scientific institutions. Understanding how these claims spread is the first step toward inoculating ourselves against them and fostering a more informed public conversation about the real and often less dramatic wonders and risks of the cosmos. So, what did NASA, the agency at the center of this cosmic controversy, actually have to say? Let's go straight to the source. NASA's Center for Near-Earth Object Studies, or CNEOS, is the official hub for this kind of information. It is their job to use data from telescopes around the world to find, track, and characterize asteroids and comets that could come close to our planet. Their public database, the Sentry Risk Table, is a transparent, constantly updated list of all known objects, with even a remote possibility of future impact. It is the definitive word on celestial threats. When you check NASA's official records, a very different picture emerges. There is no warning about a large asteroid impact on February 14, 2026. In fact, NASA's experts have been quite clear. There are no known asteroid threats to Earth of any significance for the next century. This doesn't mean they aren't watching. On the contrary, they are watching more closely than ever. Teams of scientists and astronomers work around the clock, scanning the skies, refining orbits, and running complex calculations to ensure we are never caught by surprise. Their silence on a 2026 doomsday asteroid isn't negligence. It's the result of rigorous, data-driven science. The agency's approach is one of calm, professional vigilance. When a new near-Earth object, or NEO, is discovered, its initial orbit is often uncertain. Early calculations might show a wide range of possible future paths, some of which might intersect with Earth. However, as more observations are made over subsequent hours, days, and weeks, the orbit becomes much more precise. In almost every case, this new data allows scientists to definitively rule out any chance of impact. NASA is committed to transparency, sharing this process with the public every step of the way. This methodical process is the bedrock of planetary defense. It's not about issuing panicked warnings based on preliminary data. It's about careful observation, peer review, and clear communication. NASA and its international partners have created a global defense network designed to protect our world. They are our sentinels in the dark, using the power of science to stand guard over our planet. So when a rumor contradicts the consensus of thousands of experts who have dedicated their lives to this work, it's a good idea to trust the experts. If NASA never issued a warning, where did this story come from? The rumor about a 2026 impact was a Frankenstein's monster of misinformation, stitched together from several different unrelated facts. It's a classic case of cosmic telephone, where details get mixed up and exaggerated with each retelling. The 2% chance of impact figure, for instance, was real at one point, but it was attached to a completely different asteroid and a different date. It briefly applied to a small object named 2024 YR4, and the potential impact was projected for December 2032, not 2026. The Valentine's Day date was also plucked from another, separate event. This element came from an asteroid named 2023 DW. In early 2023, for a short time after its discovery, this asteroid was projected to have a very, very small chance, around 1 in 560, not 1 in 50, of hitting Earth. And the potential impact date? February 14, 2046, 2 decades later than the rumor claimed. The viral story took the high probability from one asteroid, the memorable date from another, and mashed them together to create a potent and utterly false narrative. This is how misinformation often works. It's not always a complete fabrication from thin air. It often contains kernels of truth that make the larger lie seem more believable. By mixing up names, dates, and probabilities, a story was created that was far more dramatic than the reality. The reality was that in both the case of 2024 YR4 and 2023 DW, subsequent observations quickly allowed astronomers to refine their orbits and rule out any impact risk. The planetary defense system worked exactly as it was supposed to. This confusion highlights the importance of precision in science. For astronomers, the difference between 2026 and 2046, or between asteroid 2023 DW and 2024 YR4, is everything. These details matter. The fleeting low-probability warnings that sometimes accompany new discoveries are not a sign of impending doom. They are a sign of the scientific process at work. They represent a temporary uncertainty that is almost always resolved in our favor as we gather more data and bring the object's future path into sharper focus. So how does NASA get so good at ruling out these impacts? A key part of their toolkit is an amazing automated system called Scout. Think of Scout as a cosmic detective. Its job is to continuously scan the data from observatories that report new asteroid discoveries. When a new object is spotted, Scout immediately gets to work, calculating its potential trajectory and assessing whether it poses any immediate threat to Earth. It can do this within minutes, providing a rapid response capability that is crucial for planetary defense. Scout's capabilities are not just theoretical, they have been put to the test. On January 21, 2024, the system achieved a remarkable success. European astronomers discovered a tiny 3-foot-wide asteroid, later named 2024 BX1. The data was fed into Scout, which correctly predicted not only that it would hit Earth, but also where and when. Just 95 minutes before impact, Scout pinpointed a location over Germany. Sure enough, the small rock entered the atmosphere right on schedule, burning up in a brilliant fireball that was seen by people on the ground. This wasn't a one-off success. This was the 8th time in history that an asteroid impact was predicted before it happened. And Scout has been instrumental in several of these. While these objects have all been small and harmless, burning up completely in our atmosphere, they provide invaluable real-world tests for our detection and prediction systems. Every time we successfully track a small impactor like 2024 BX1, we are honing the skills and technologies we would need if we ever found something larger heading our way. It's like a fire drill for the planet. These successes demonstrate the power of our planetary defense network. It is a global, collaborative effort. The initial detection might come from a university in Arizona, a professional observatory in Chile, or an amateur astronomer in Europe. That data is then shared and analyzed by systems like Scout and teams at CNEOS, the European Space Agency, and others. This network is our shield. It works quietly in the background, 24/7, to ensure that if there is ever a credible threat, we will know about it. And we will know about it from the scientists, not from a viral social media post. Let us bring our cosmic journey to a close. The rumor of a planet-killing asteroid set to strike on Valentine's Day 2026 is, unequivocally, false. It is a ghost story born from the digital ether, a jumble of misunderstood dates, mismatched asteroids, and outdated probabilities. NASA's official data, the most reliable source on the planet for this information, confirms that no known object poses a significant threat to Earth on that date, or any time in the foreseeable future. We can all breathe a collective sigh of relief. The cosmos is not sending us a destructive Valentine. What this episode really reveals is the magnificent success of our planetary defense systems. Far from being caught off guard, a global network of scientists is more capable than ever of monitoring our cosmic neighborhood. Systems like Scout have proven their ability to make rapid and accurate predictions, turning the sky from an unknown wilderness into a charted territory. We have even gone so far as to practice deflecting an asteroid with the DART mission, successfully altering the orbit of a space rock millions of miles away. We are no longer passive spectators to cosmic events. The real risk today is not from some phantom asteroid, but from the rampant spread of misinformation that can cause needless panic and erode public trust in science. It is crucial to get your information from primary sources. Follow NASA directly. Check the CNEOS website. Listen to the scientists and engineers who have dedicated their careers to this work. Be skeptical of sensationalist claims that pop up in your social media feed. Be a responsible navigator of the information superhighway. The universe is vast, and our work to understand it is far from over. There are still asteroids out there waiting to be discovered. But you can sleep well tonight. The dedicated people at NASA and their partners around the world are on the watch. They are our eyes on the cosmos, our sentinels against the dark. There is no planet killer on a collision course with Earth right now. The truth, as is often the case, is less dramatic than the fiction, but far more reassuring. And that is a story worth sharing.